Hello, my name is Helen Rennie and today I'll show you how to shape Cavatelli, Orecchiette, Trofie and Pici. Let's prep a place for our finished pasta. Set up a large cookie sheet lined with foil or parchment and sprinkle it generously with semolina flour. I have some water-based pasta dough here that we made in the previous video. We will work with small pieces of this dough at a time. The rest of the dough should be covered with plastic at all times so that it doesn't dry up. Cut a strip of dough about a ½ inch wide and roll it into a rope that is a ¼ inch in diameter. Cut it into 2/3 inch pieces. I'm using a pastry scraper so I can do it directly on the counter. If you're using a knife, put your dough on a cutting board. To shape cavatelli, you'll need some ridge producing tool. Amazon sells a board for shaping gnocchi and cavatelli, but a sushi mat works just as well and you can pick one up at pretty much any supermarket for a few bucks. Place a piece of dough on the sushi mat and roll it with your thumb. Once you get a hang of it, you can line up a lot of pieces of dough on your mat and roll through them pretty quickly. When you assemble a small bunch, dump them in a single layer onto your cookie sheet. Cut a strip of dough about 2/3 inch wide, roll the dough into a rope that is a ½ inch in diameter, and cut into ½ inch pieces. Stretch the dough towards you with your pastry scraper and invert this circle over your thumb. While stretching, hold the front of the dough with the other hand to prevent it from curling up. This is sticking a little bit, so I need to flour my thumb. Let's try again. That's better. Orecchiette means little earlobes, but I think they look like little hats. Of course, you can use a knife to do this instead of a pastry scraper. This method results in the most traditional shape, but it takes a bit of practice to master. If you're having trouble, here is an easier method. Flatten each pillow into a circle with your thumb working on the edge of the counter to get your hand out of the way. And finally, the easiest method invented by my 4-year-old daughter whose thumb isn't big enough yet. Put a few pieces of dough under a flat object and squash! The cover of my flour bin works very well for this. Cut a strip of dough about a ½ inch wide and roll it into a rope that is a ¼ inch in diameter. Cut the dough diagonally into 1/4 inch pieces. Roll the pieces between the palms of your hands to make them really thin at the edges and a little plumper in the middle. Take a pastry scraper or a knife, position it at 45 degrees to a piece of dough near one edge and pull with light downwards pressure to the other edge to curl up the piece. Let's do it again. 45 degrees and whoop! Make sure the knife is not straight down or you'll cut through the dough. This is my absolutely favorite shape. In Liguria, they serve this pasta with heavenly pesto. Cut a golf ball size of dough and roll it into a disc with a rolling pin on a lightly floured surface. After each roll, rotate your dough 90 degrees. In the end, your disc should be about 1/8 of an inch thick. Cut the dough into 1/8 inch strips. It's best to do it on a board with a chef's knife. Take each piece and roll it out into a long, thick spaghetti shape. After your pasta is shaped, use semolina flour very liberally to prevent it from sticking and keep it in a single layer. If you're not using it within 30 minutes, cover it with a dish towel. From Helen's Kitchen in Boston, happy cooking and baking to you!